Hello, this is a short tutorial on the 4.12 Response to Stimuli Lab and Quiz. You're going to want to go to Content, and you'll scroll down to the 4.12 Laboratory Response to Stimuli. And it may look like nothing's there, you just have to scroll up. Once I complete this video, it will be right here at the top, so you can always refer to it if you need to. Again, the next thing you'll see here is the lab report. You will not be turning this in for a grade this time, but it would be wise to fill this out as you are completing this lab so that you can go back and look at this later while you are completing the quiz. You can use your data that you collect here to answer the questions. Make sure you look at the second page. It has a chart or table that you can record all of your data on. And again, you won't be turning this in, but you will want to refer to it and use the information in your answer on the quiz. On the quiz, there will be 10 multiple choice questions and 3 short answer questions. Each multiple choice question will be 5 points each, and each short answer question will be 10 points each. So you'll want to make sure that you do a very thorough job in answering those short answer questions so that you can get all of the points. All right, let's take a look at the lesson. Once you have downloaded or printed the lab report to record your observations, you're just going to start working through the lesson. The first few slides just kind of introduce you to what stimuli is and how our bodies respond to it. It goes through the lesson goals. You don't need to worry about downloading any of these, but you are going to need a partner or a family member or friend to help you, and you will need a ruler. A metric ruler. You know, most rulers have both standard and metric on there. So if you don't have a ruler, you can Google ruler and you can print one off. But you will want to have a ruler handy. All right, and then these are some questions to just guide you through. These are the things that we're going to answer within our experiment. And of course, you will go through this slower. You will read all of the information. You don't want to just click through this. You will have questions on your quiz related to all of this reading. So make sure that you are carefully reading all of the information. You can click on this button and it will read it aloud to you. So that is an option for you. You'll be reading all about your reflexes and reactions. And then it will set you up for what you're going to be doing. So it says in this experiment, you will determine which stimulus, visual, auditory, or tactile. So this is with your eyes, this is with your ears, and this is with your touch. Which of the stimulus results in a fastest reaction time? You will measure your partner's reaction time by seeing how far a ruler falls before they catch it after seeing it fall, which is the visual stimulus, hearing that the ruler is being dropped, which is an auditory stimulus, and feeling when the ruler is being dropped, tactile stimulus. All right, so it says this investigation is designed to be completed in 2 days. You will be having 1 day to complete this lab, and then I believe Friday you'll probably have a catch-up day, so ultimately you will have a little extra time if you need it. You will not be submitting the lab report. Remember, you're going to be taking a quiz instead, and you do want to follow the instructions to conduct your investigation. This lab report is what I've already shown you. I have adjusted this rubric because you will not be submitting this document, and the rubric that I will show you in a minute is just how you will be scored on the short answer questions. Again, you're going to need a ruler and someone to help you. All right, so this is the question you are seeking to answer in your investigation. This is the purpose of this experiment. Make sure you carefully look at this. Again, these are some things that might be on the quiz at the end. So make sure you're taking notes on them and that you are paying attention to all of the reading. This is the data table that is included on the second page of that lab report that you are going to either download or print. And you are going to fill in what happens with each different type of stimulus. You're doing 3 trials for each, and you are going to measure the distance for each. You are going to average the distance and then look at the reaction time. So here's what you're going to do. You'll start with the visual test. You'll have your partner, you'll have a ruler, and then this would be your arm holding the ruler. You're going to have your partner hold out one hand with the top of his or her fingers at the same level with the 0 centimeter mark on the ruler. So at the bottom, they're going to hold at the bottom. Then you're going to tell your partner that when you release the ruler, he or she should grab it as fast as possible. Don't give any warning or sounds that you are about to release the ruler. Your partner should react to the visual stimulus of the ruler being dropped. And then you're going to release the ruler. Record the distance that the ruler fell by measuring the centimeter mark near your partner's fingers. So this will end up dropping and their fingers will end up somewhere on one of these numbers, and you are going to want to record that in that chart that we looked at earlier. So that would be trial 1. And you're going to do this 3 times. Record the distance that the ruler fell and then repeat the experiment 3 more times. Then you're going to do this again with the auditory test. You're going to repeat this test, but this time ask your partner to close his or her eyes. When you release the ruler, you should say go or now at the same time that you release the ruler. Do not count down. Your partner should react to the auditory stimulus of the ruler being dropped. You're going to release the ruler, record the distance that the ruler fell by measuring the centimeter mark near your partner's fingers, and then repeat the experiment 3 more times. So again, you're holding this, you're going to say now or go. You're not going to tell them or count down when you release it, and they're going to have to grab onto it as soon as they can react, and you're going to record where their fingers are on the ruler here on your chart where it says auditory 3 different times. And then finally, you'll do the tactile test. You're going to repeat the test, but this time you're going to ask your partner to close his or her eyes. And when you release the ruler, you are going to tap your partner on the shoulder at the same time that you release the ruler. Do not give any warnings that you are about to drop the ruler. Your partner should react to the tactile stimulus of the ruler being dropped. Release the ruler and record the distance that the ruler fell by measuring the centimeter mark near your partner's fingers. Repeat the experiment 3 more times, and you're going to write it here on your chart, right here. Next, you're going to be calculating the data. So, to calculate the reaction time for each stimulus, you're going to use the average distance the ruler fell in centimeters using this equation. Okay, so you're going to use this equation here to come up with that reaction time. Here's a hint. You can type this into the search engine to use an online calculator. So you would copy this and paste it right here into your browser. And let's say it dropped 7 centimeters. You'll put it right here, and it's going to show you your results. All right. Record the response times in your data table. Answer the questions in your lab report. All right, so you're going to go back here to your data table. You're going to put your reaction time after you calculated the average distance. Now remember, to do an average, you're going to take all 3, add them together, and then because you have 3 trials, you'll divide it by 3. So you're going to take these 3 numbers, add them together, take that total, and divide it by 3 to get the average. Then you're going to take this number and put it into your formula. To get the reaction time. All right, once you have done that and you have filled in your data table, you will be ready to take your quiz. On the quiz, like I said, there are 10 multiple choice questions and 3 short answer questions. Very carefully look through to see how you will be graded on those 3 questions. You will not need to complete this rubric yourself. This is what will be used to score your graded responses. You'll get exemplary if you have a very clear answer. You'll have proficient if you have a basic answer, emerging for a vague answer, and then not evident if your answer is not complete. Now let's go take a look at the quiz. You will come here to take the quiz. And for you, it will just take you right to the quiz. This is just the teacher view. You will have 2 attempts to do your very best on this quiz. Again, it's called a quiz, but it is 80 points. So you want to do your very best on this. You may use the lab report that you have filled in as you've gone through, and you will want to use the data that you collected on that chart to help you as you answer some of these questions. So make sure you've got all of that handy and ready before you take the lab quiz. Please reach out if you have any questions. Again, I will post this video recording right up here so you can watch it again if you need to. Thanks and good luck.